Hi folks, welcome back. This is our finished little girl that we did over our last project, and well, I just want to tell you that I trimmed down the cheek and the nose and the mouth. I had a friend of mine that critiqued it for me and thought that the cheeks were too wide, plus on the back side I have a little bit of a neckline there, so like she's tilting her head forward off, and so I put that in there as well. Just a word about critiquing. People love to criticize other people's work. Some people do, and most of the stuff that I've heard online and everything is fairly positive. Nobody likes to have their stuff criticized, or you should have done this or should have done that or whatever. But if you're a wood carver and you ask somebody to critique it, be prepared. But the best thing you can do is if you have a friend or another wood carver or somebody that you trust their judgment, say, look at my piece and tell me what you think might make it better, or what am I missing that you're seeing that I'm missing. Sometimes we need that. I don't do that on every project that I have, but I did do it on this one because something just didn't look quite right to me. I was happy with the piece, don't get me wrong, the dress and the little dress, sundress, and the shoes and everything, and the hat, I was happy with. It was something with the face, and doing kids is a lot different than doing adult caricatures. You can put a lot of deep lines and make things stand out much more on an adult than you can on these little ones, because they don't have a lot of face features that are really distinct from each other. It's a very subtle look. You don't have a lot of deep creases in their faces and such. And there's a little bit more of a challenge doing a child's face or a woman's face even than doing a man's face. It's just a little different. And if you, you'll see a lot on caricatures of all kinds of male faces, men faces, but you don't see that many of women and of children. And I think that's because it's just the look that you have to achieve is a little bit more difficult. But if you have somebody that you trust to critique your piece, then that's wonderful. And nobody likes to have their stuff criticized, folks. Nobody. And I'm not talking about critical people, that people don't see any good in anything that you do. You don't need those people around you when you carve. You need somebody that's going to try to encourage you to do better and say, hey, I like what you did. And what I try to do too is give a positive with a correction, meaning and to be honest about it. Say, look, your carving's great, but your painting needs some work, or your carving's not so good, but your painting's great. Some people have different abilities with carving than other people, and to be criticized or to have a piece critiqued, it can do either one of three things. Either you get angry at it, or you just brush it off and say, it's my carving, I like it, and that's all that really counts, which is true. And number three is you're going to take it to heart and try to correct the things that you can use from that critiquing to make your piece better. So be careful when you critique other people. I usually don't critique other people's stuff unless I'm asked to do it. And even then I'm not real comfortable doing it. I will do it, but it's not, I want them to learn kind of on their own. I want them to be able to see things on their own. But sometimes we need to have somebody beside us saying, look, I think something just doesn't look right, or something just is amiss on your piece. And it might be the missing link to make that piece a super great piece. So don't always boo-hoo it and say, they don't know what they're talking about. And the same thing when you go to a show. You can go to a show and put a piece in and get really ticked off that you didn't win because you really thought you had a wonderful piece. It's all in the eye of the beholder, it really is. And if you compete that way, it's going to be a rough road for you. You know, you're not always going to agree how things are judged and such. But for the most part, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing it. I'll have it painted up and all that. But just be careful when you critique people. And this is what I would do as a rule of thumb. If you're going to open your mouth about a piece, then not only tell them what's wrong with it, but tell them how to fix it. You know, tell them what they should do to make their carvings better. Don't say, you got that all wrong, you don't know what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. Well, that doesn't help. What helps is an honest assessment and say, look, this is wonderful, you did a great job on this, but this is what you need to improve to do better. And people will, it's all on the approach, people, on how you do it. You know, and we'll go from there. Okay, take care, and we'll have her painted up in a little bit, and we'll see what it looks like when it's all painted. See you soon. Bye-bye.